Hi, my name is Kenneth Berger, and I want to make a lawyer's guide to buying insurance. And the reason I want to do this is because so often we see what happens when people think they have quote-unquote full coverage, only to find out that they don't have enough insurance coverage to properly protect themselves and their families. So most of the times when people are thinking about buying insurance coverage, the first thing they think about is liability coverage, okay? And they think about, my goodness, I don't want to get sued. If I run into somebody, I don't want to get sued if something happens at my home or apartment. So they'll load up on liability coverage, right? They'll get $100,000 or $250,000 or $500,000. They'll worry about umbrella policies, and they'll be very, very interested in protecting themselves from a lawsuit. Fact of the matter is, you're probably not ever going to need liability limits that large. Now you might, and if you do, I certainly recommend having them. I tell everyone, look, get as much liability coverage as you can afford on your home, on your apartment, on your autos. Have liability coverage. The only thing is that in addition to having liability coverage, because you want to protect yourself and your assets from a lawsuit and in turn protect other people, we also want to make sure that you've got uninsured coverage and underinsured coverage up to the limits of your liability policy. Uninsured coverage is exactly what it sounds like. It's if someone who is uninsured causes you or people in your vehicle or at your home harm, okay? And again, I always say, if you care enough about your property, your assets, and strangers to have a lot of liability coverage, please show enough self-care to have uninsured coverage at the same limits. And the same goes for underinsured coverage. And what underinsured coverage is, that means someone causes you harm, runs into the back of you, blows a red light, whatever it may be, and they've got insurance coverage. The problem is they don't have nearly enough insurance coverage to provide for all the losses that were incurred. All right, they may have a minimum limits policy, and y'all may have a few $100,000 in medical bills. The best and cheapest way to make sure that you and your family and people who ride with you are protected is through underinsured coverage. So however much liability coverage you have to protect other people, make sure you've got the same amount of uninsured and underinsured to protect yourself and the people who get in the car with you, all right? Now, another thing you can do is there's a part of your policy that's known as PIP, personal injury protection, or sometimes it's called MedPay, medical payment expense coverage. And insurance agents, for whatever reason, a lot of them don't tell you that you can get large PIP or MedPay policies, but you can get them for cheap. And what these policies are in place for is your out-of-pocket expenses. So again, if someone causes you harm and you miss a couple weeks of work, or you've got a few $1,000s or more in out-of-pocket expenses, your personal injury protection, and you can get it, I believe, in South Carolina now up to $50,000. It's not very expensive. And that can kick in on personal injury protection. That can kick in to pay your out-of-pockets and to pay your lost wages until you get a recovery from the other person's insurance company or from your own underinsured carrier. All right? Same with MedPay. MedPay on a homeowner's policy, MedPay on renter's policy, MedPay on a vehicle. MedPay coverage can help pay for all your co-pays while you're waiting to potentially get some other settlement. And it provides those same protections to passengers and to people visiting your home. It's a no-fault policy, so no matter who's at fault, it's a way for out-of-pocket medical bills and lost earnings to get covered. So the next time someone tells you, look, you've got full coverage, it might not be as full as it sounds. That cup may only be half full and really, for purposes of our discussion, half empty. So make sure however much liability you got the same amount of uninsured, you got the same amount of underinsured, and you get as much PIP and MedPay as you possibly can. That's a cheap, easy way to protect yourself, your family, and anyone else who gets in your vehicle. So that's a quick lawyer's guide to buying insurance. I hope you use this. It's an added protection for yourself and the people you care about. Hopefully you'll never need it, but if you do, you're protected.